Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I hope you're all fine. I hope you're all having fun. And I hope you all like the new template, fellas. I've been working pretty hard on this new template. I sincerely hope you enjoy it. I welcome you all to the live stream. I hope you're all well. Shrikant, welcome to the live stream. I thank you so much for joining the stream so late. It's pretty late in the day, and I really appreciate you joining the stream so late. Buckshot says template looks fab. Thanks, mate. I actually didn't get any chance to test it out, so this is the first running that I'm giving it. I hope you all enjoy it. Welcome, Ryan, Sumesh, Aiden, Elliot. I really hope you're all well. You're all safe. Sumesh says it looks awesome. Hoping for the face cam soon. Yeah, we'll see about that, Sumesh. At the moment, I have just been working hard on kind of making this animated template. So, guys, how are you? How have you been? How is FPL? How do you think the season is going to go? Buckshot says your content is also excellent. I thank you so much, Buckshot. I really appreciate your comments. It means so much, especially when we work so hard on the content and we get these kinds of comments. It feels really good. Thanks so much. Excited for the new season. Hope COVID doesn't ruin things. Yeah, that's also my concern. I hope you and your families and everybody is fine and safe, and I really hope that that Premier League or the football doesn't get disrupted by COVID again. But as time is, I think it's going to it is going to happen. So that's the reason I feel that keeping your wildcard might be a good idea, fellas. We're gonna come to that, of course. VSX says don't like the whole thing with the blank fixtures. Would like to tinker with everyone available. I mean, this is the first time that's happened ever when we are playing FPL, friends, that the season is starting with a blank fixture. I mean, nobody expected that, to be honest with you. It's pretty darn crazy. But the thing is, whatever happens, we just have to adapt as FPL players. We all need to adapt and see what we can do about it. Make your drafts in a way that we can get in United and City players when the time comes, and we get a chance to at least we have a chance to make unlimited transfers before the blank game week. So I guess we all need to look at the positives. Shrikant says, how about United and City coverage for from game week 2? If you might have seen my video, I actually gave a pretty concrete plan for including United and City players. The whole logic about this, friends, is that you have to identify which Manchester City player you want to get. For me, I made a plan, and since there's still a lot of time to go, it might change. But at the moment, the plan is I made a team with 2 million in the bank. So if you look at my bank here, it's way down there. I've got 3 million in the bank, and I made a squad which cost me just 97 million. But I think I have a pretty stable team for game week 1. Now, what I have to do, or what I plan to do in that case, is that I just gonna move on Son for Bruno Fernandes in game week 2, and then I plan to move on Aubameyang. But if Aubameyang is playing well and Salah is not playing well, then obviously we have to adapt as the matches go on, and I can possibly just move Salah as well for Kevin De Bruyne. So that's my plan, to bring in the United players for the next game weeks, right? So just take out Salah for De Bruyne, or Aubameyang for De Bruyne, depending upon how they're playing, and take out Son for Bruno Fernandes in game week 2. But there can be a spanner in the works, of course. If Son is playing really well, if he scores lots of points, it'll become really hard for me to kind of get Son out of the team. But if we make a plan, we stick to the plan, friends. That's how it works, right? So I need to read a few comments. Ryan says, how about Doherty? I just don't think Doherty, we need to put Doherty in right at the start. So that's my opinion. Buckshot says, do you think Liverpool may not do well in the first few fixtures? I mean, looking at the Elliot says, hang on, is my stream stopping, or I'm not so sure what's happening in the stream. I guess there was some kind of a weird lag, guys. I'm so sorry about that. All right, so Buckshot says Liverpool might not do well. Well, to be honest with you, even if Liverpool does well or they don't do well, we just need to focus on the fact that we have to have Liverpool players in our team, because when the season starts, there are not many teams of whose premium players we can get. Obviously, everybody is just going to get Aubameyang, and along with that, we have to have like people like Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mohamed Salah, and maybe Sadio Mane if you want to have, right? So, in my opinion, we should definitely have Liverpool players, but you know. VSX says have kept 1.5 in the bank to do Son to Bruno. To be honest with you, I have 3 million in the bank, and for Bruno I need just 1.5 million. But why I have kept more in the bank is because one, to tackle with the price rises, those pesky 0.1 always troubles me a lot. So I kept a little bit more, but the plan is to invest some of that money, right? I've got 3 million in the bank, and the plan is to invest some of them, because I think Vinagre is now not a sure starter. I think with Wolves buying a new left back, I think Vinagre might not start all the games, right? So that's a big problem for everybody who had just 4.5 million Ruben Vinagre in their teams. Elliot says, is Mitchell a sure starter? I mean, Patrick Van Aanholt is actually already training, so it's a little bit difficult to say if Patrick Van Aanholt is going to be, when he's going to be fit. But to be honest with you, I think at the start, for the first 2 or 3 matches, I think Mitchell should be safe to start, Buckshot says, I agree with VSX. Liverpool assets will be quiet for the first 2-3 game weeks. Liverpool, even if they're quiet and Salah can score 1 goal or possibly, in every game, I'd be pretty happy with that, because I don't plan to captain any of the Liverpool assets in game week 1 or game week 2. The plan is set on Aubameyang. I think he has the best fixtures, so definitely gonna go and captain Aubameyang. Travis says, can you rate my team? Of course, man. We're gonna rate your team as well. We're gonna rate lots of teams today. But let's just get the stream started properly, and then I can rate my teams. I just need to check, guys. You might be wondering, why are you saying this weird blue box which is empty? It is not meant to be empty. It actually has to have the chat. You should be able to see the chat on the screen, but you know how things are, my friends. That's the reason I should have tested before, but I didn't have the time, of course, so that's why I just came straight and just put the template for the test on my live stream. I hope it starts working, but yeah. So I just want to tell you that the blue box is for the chat, just in case you were wondering why you see a big blue box on the screen. All right. So Brian says, everything else looks good. Not sure about Alan St-Maxima and Son. I've got my doubts, as both Newcastle aren't a high-scoring team. Plus, they don't have a great striker. Wilson coming won't mean he starts. To be honest with you, Brian, I think Alan St-Maxima at 5.5 million is a good option, regardless of whether Wilson comes or not. I think he's a good option, Alan St-Maxima. So and especially with the and Son, I've just put him in my team for 1 game week, and I'm not even sure if he's going to be there. I might switch him to Dele Alli. So it's just everything is up in the air at the moment. I made a rough draft, kind of, with a few changes. I think I can tweak it, and I can make a team in which I do not have to kind of play my wild card so soon in the game. If you're all concerned about the COVID situation and stuff, then I think we should all keep our wild cards. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I think we should. Stig Herman says, so you don't want to go double Man United in game week 2? Yeah, that's true. I don't want to. I want to go with the double United in game week 2, but the problem is, if I keep Greenwood on the bench, it just doesn't make too much sense for me. So, I just probably just gonna get Bruno Fernandes, because in my opinion, I think the best Manchester United asset at this moment in time is Bruno Fernandes. So I'm gonna go with the best assets, because we want so many things in FPL, right? But we can't have it. Like, I want 105 million so I can build a really good team, but that's not how it works in it. So yeah, I want 2 players of United. But guys, I just want to tell you one thing about Manchester United really quickly before we go ahead. Of course, I don't have any United players here, so I'm just gonna go and find one United player. There is Rashford. All right, so just have a look at this FDR, guys. It's so crazy how the fixture difficulty ratings have been done this season. I am really skeptical about the way they do these things. Just look at it. If you look at this game, all right, Tottenham 3, it's just Chelsea, guys. Chelsea, they've given a Chelsea an FDR of 3. Can you believe it? The players Chelsea have bought, like, they've got Pulisic now, they've bought Kai Havertz, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech. They've got an amazing team. Chelsea are looking to be challenging for the title, and they've given an FDR of 3. Even if you look at the last season, Chelsea finished in the top 4. They don't deserve an FDR of 3. This is a weird system of FDR, guys. I don't know how they do this, what are the parameters and stuff, but this is weird how they do these crazy ratings. Arsenal 3, Everton away 3. Okay, fine. But look at this, guys. Chelsea 3, Arsenal 3, Tottenham 3, and the casual players, the ones who do not pay too much attention, they're gonna be looking at Manchester United fixtures and thinking, oh my god, they've got the best fixtures. Look, they ain't got any red matches till game week 12. But no, they've got, like, these are really tough games. Although they're all at home, and Manchester United are really good at home, but I'm not so sure how much the home advantage is going to be when this COVID thing and no supporters and everything. But even like Southampton away is a difficult game. And now look at the FDR of Sheffield United away, my friends. It's just can you believe it? They've given Chelsea a 3 and they've given Sheffield a 4. All right, no more ranting about FDR, guys, but do not look at this FDR and decide your teams. It's gonna be a big problem. All right, so that is a really and that is a piece of advice for all of you, which in my opinion you should really consider. All right, so let's go back to the chat and see some more messages. Buckshot says, you froze. Yeah, I froze, man. I was looking at the screen and the screen froze and I was like, what the hell happened? And I just blanked for a second. But I'm back, so yeah. How about Kane? I think Kane is a good option if you can afford him in your team while having a decent squad. I think Kane is a good option. Ceballos or Souček at 5.0. Souček is kind of a doubt a little bit if he's gonna play or not, because he went for these internationals and he might have to quarantine for the next a few days, so I'm not sure about Souček, but I think Ceballos is a good option. We just need to know if he's nailed. Just like VSX says, he is not nailed, Ceballos, but if Ceballos is playing every game, I don't think he's a bad option at 5 million. I think he's a really decent option. Liam says, my team is Liam, I'm gonna rate your team in some time. Just need to have a look at this, catch up with this chat, and then I'll rate your team. Buckshot says, do you think Crystal Palace options any good? Zaha or Eze? I think Eze can be a decent option. Eze had like 14 goals and 8 assists in the championship last season. I think he's a creative player. He dribbles really well. And to be honest with you, I don't watch too many championship games, but I did watch this preseason game of Crystal Palace in which Eze played, and I think he did really well, to be honest with you. he was pretty impressive for the first game that he played for Crystal Palace. But in my opinion, if you want to have Crystal Palace assets, I think the best one to go for is Andre Ayew, the way we can call it, because I don't think Zaha is worth it, or even Eze at this moment in time. I think the person who's going to benefit from all this is going to be Ayew, because Ayew scored 133 points last season. He started 37 games, so I think we should look at Andre Ayew. Kamnuru Sherpa says, is Mitrovic a good choice for game week 1? I mean, Mitrovic is decent pick, right? We can't say he's excellent or anything like that. He plays for a Fulham team who are absolutely shambles kind of defensively, but in attack I think they have a few players who can do damage. Mitrovic scored from what I think I remember, I think he scored 26 goals and 2 assists, so I think that's a pretty decent return. And their fixtures, okay, I'm back to ranting about FDR, guys. Just look at this, just look, and oh my days, Fulham, they've given Arsenal a rating of 3 against Fulham. Can you believe it? This is insane how they do this FDR, guys. Sheffield a 4, Arsenal a 3. I mean, all right, fair enough, but still, guys, it's just weird how they do these ratings. I mean, even you look at the other Premier League teams. Crystal Palace, they've given it 2. West Brom, fair enough. West Ham, Everton, guys, Everton, they've given it 2. Look at Everton's team. Look at how look at where they finished in the Premier League last season. They're a pretty decent team. Okay, when they're playing against better teams like Chelsea, Manchester City, or they might struggle a little bit, Everton. But guys, against Fulham, a 2. And you look at the FDR again and you're like, oh my days, look at this FDR. Fulham have got some really decent fixtures. I'm gonna get 3 of their players in, and then you end up having to use your wild card, right? But yeah, I think Mitrovic is a decent option, all jokes aside, guys. Yeah, so guys, do remind me to have a sip of water when I'm live streaming. Otherwise these live streams will be few and far between because my throat is really bad. By the way, guys, I put a little bit soft background music in the back of the stream, in the background. Do let me know if you like the idea of this light background music, or you don't like the idea, and I can change it accordingly. So yeah, just give me a second. I'll just have a sip of water, please. Alright, friends, so here I am, and yeah, I'm looking at the templates. Obviously this blue box is still not showing the chat. I'm going to fix it for next time, so I hope you don't mind having a big blue box on the screen. Brian says, have you given Vardy a look? I think he's a great asset. Yeah, I've given Vardy a look. I wanted to bring him in, but I don't think Leicester have, Leicester are the most creative team in the world, and I think they had a really good form last season. They scored 9 against Southampton, and on the back of that, they actually went on and won some games. But I think at 9.5 million, Werner is a better option than Vardy at this moment in time. Elliot says, Vardy or Ings over Salah for a differential captain. Elliot, if you're talking about game week 1, I would not captain Salah, or I would look to captain Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang is the standout option here. To be honest with you, he's played 1 game against Fulham, but we don't have a big sample size to go with. But if you look at that 1 game, he scored 3 goals and provided 1 assist. So I think in game week 1 we should probably go with Aubameyang, but don't go with Ings. Ings possibly gonna score 1 goal. He always just manages to score 1 goal and get 9 points. But especially when you're going for a differential captain, guys, this is just a normal advice. Whenever you are going for a differential captain, I'm just gonna tell you that always look for people who can actually score lots of points. If you're going for a differential captain who can score 1 goal, there's no point, because there's too much risk and not too much reward in return for the risk that you're taking. Ashwin says, who's the best 4.5 million midfielder? Ashwin, there are not many, to be honest with you, but I've put Lemina in my team, and I think Lemina is a very decent option because they've just signed him and he's pretty talented. I think he's going to play all the games. What more can you ask for from a 4.5 million midfielder? To be honest with you guys, if you know Emil Smith-Rowe ends up going on loan to Fulham, I think he can become a very decent option. I've seen some people say Harrison Reed is a very good option and all that stuff, but I don't think Harrison Reed is that good of an option. So looking at these options, none of them stand out to me too much. Oriol Romeo, Stephens, all just 2-point players. I mean, if somebody is better, I think we can go with it, like this guy I'm talking about, Emil Smith-Rowe. If he ends up going on loan to Fulham, I think he can be a very good option. Harrison Reed, where is he? I don't think he got any points. So there you go. Harrison Reed, 4.5 million Fulham. Mario Lemina, 4.5 million Fulham. I think they are good options. You can, for 4.5, all we need is a player who starts. Don't look at him as he's gonna get you points just like Lundstrom did last year, guys. That's not gonna happen. We're not gonna find another John Lundstrom this season, my friends. So it's better to go with somebody who actually plays. Just focus on a guy, on a player who plays, gets you 2 points from the bench, 4.5 million. That's it. Che Adams or Mitrovic. At this moment in time, I'm pretty much thinking about Mitrovic, but I think both are equally good options. Landon Mogamat says, could I mention my starting 11 so you can see where I could maybe tinker? Yeah, I'm going to do the ratings, my friend. Just give me a little bit of a time. I'm just going to answer these chats and then we're gonna start. I'll let you guys know when I'm doing rate my team. You can tell me your teams and I'll give you my honest opinion about your teams. I would not give you any rankings or anything like that. I'll just give you my honest opinion about your teams. All right. Sanjay says, what's your plan for game week 2? I'm going to move on Heung-min Son and get Bruno Fernandes. That's the plan for game week 2, Sanjay. Herbal Agenda says, do you think it's better to play Tierney, Son and Ings and my fifth 4.5 million midfielder, or Davies, Ali, Mitrovic and Adams? Second way leaves me 0 in the bank. Out of these, I think it would be a better idea to play Tierney, Son, Ings and 4.5 million midfielder because they are more explosive. Adarsh says, he says Doherty is a much better option than Trent for the first few game weeks looking at the fixtures. Alright, so here's the deal, guys. You are looking at fixtures of Tottenham in it and thinking, oh my days, look at these green bars and stuff, and FDR is really good, and I agree with this FDR. I have no qualms about it. I think this is the right FDR for most of the games. But guys, do you know how many games Tottenham play? They play every 2 or 3 days. They've got Europa League qualifications. They've got 3 matches for Europa League qualifications. They've got Carabao Cup to go with, the EFL Cup, whatever you call it, the League Cup these days. So they've got so many fixtures. I mean, the congestion of fixtures is mind-blowing, guys. They play like insane amount of games. I can't tell you the exact number because I just don't remember, but I think they've got 3 matches for Europa League qualifications. They've got EFL Cup, they've got Premier League. I don't think we should be like investing too heavily in their assets. As for Doherty, he is relatively new to the club, right? He was in Wolves for 10 years. So we need to see how he adapts, and according to that we can make a decision about Doherty. I don't think we should jump. In my opinion, I mean, that's just my opinion, guys. I've been wrong a lot of times, but that's my opinion. Elliot says Bellerin and Vinagra or Saliba and Saez. Elliot, I would say Bellerin and Vinagre, but the problem is Wolves just signed this player. I before I came onto the stream, I checked out how to pronounce it, and it skipped my mind. Yeah, Fernando Marcal. That's his name. Fernando Marcal. Yeah. So they've just already signed a player, and I think he plays left back. So we need to see whether their coach goes with the Vinagre or he actually goes with this new guy who they signed from France. From Italy, I think. I think they've signed him from Italy, but yeah, his name is Fernando Marcal. So they signed him, and Vinagre might not be safe. Otherwise, I would go with Bellerin and Vinagre. Saliba is not nailed on either. Is Aguero a good option from Game Week 3? Super Sport Gaming, I think we can wait and watch. It's a wait and watch with Aguero. If he is fit, if he plays, there's no one like Aguero in it, fellas. There's no one like Aguero if he's fit and if he's playing. But from last seasons, we can see that Aguero is not keeping as fit as he used to. He's moving on in age as well. So yeah. Excuse me, just have a sip of water. Guys, since this is a little bit of a test stream as well, along with being this, we're gonna discuss FPL, of course, so please do give me your honest feedback about the content, about the template, about whatever we are doing here, so that I can improve and I can give you better content. That's the thing. So Travis says, thoughts on Amartey for Leicester 4. Amartey is, I don't think he's going to play, to be honest with you, Travis. I think since they've bought this new guy, it's hard for me to pronounce his name, Castcan or something like that. He plays left back, he can play right back, so I think they've got these positions covered with Justin and the new player that they've signed. So in my opinion, I don't think he's going to play. The only 4 million option which currently seems like playing is probably this Mitchell or Ben Johnson. But even yesterday in the preseason friendly of West Ham United, Ben Johnson got subbed off after 26 minutes and conceding 2 goals, so it wasn't a really positive outing for this guy Johnson. Supersport Gaming says, in your opinion, who will be the top scoring player in FPL this season? Yeah, it's a pretty difficult question. It could be De Bruyne. I'll give you a couple of names, my friend. I can't give you a single name because it's very hard to guess. It could be De Bruyne, Aubameyang. I'm just taking a very, very, a bold step and saying Aubameyang could be one of the highest scoring players in FPL. Bruno Fernandes, if he keeps his form, could be up there, I guess. What do you think, guys? Who's going to be the highest scoring player in FPL this season, in your opinion? Ryan says Kane, Havertz, or Werner and Son. Guys, I have this thing about Kai Havertz, right? I'm not even sure if he's going to be allowed to play the first match of the Premier League, since he's signed with less than 14 days, less than 2 weeks left on the for the Premier League restart. So I'm not sure if Kai Havertz is going to play in it. So be careful about putting Kai Havertz in your team, and we don't even know how he is going to play, right? So guys, be careful with getting Kai Havertz in your team. That's just my, kind of opinion about this. Buckshot says background music is a good idea. Buckshot, I've actually put a very slight background music. Can you hear it? If you hear it, do you think it's good, or should I put the volume up and stuff? Please do let me know, and I'll do it in the next stream. Adarsh says, I have 11 in the bank for 1 midfielder and 1 striker. Need one of them to start. I think that's pretty easy, because you can go with the 4.5 million and 6.5 million. I think you can go with the the 3 options for 6 million are Che Adams, Mitrovic, and Jordan Ayew can be also a decent option at 6 million, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much good. And for the midfielder, you can go with somebody like Thomas Souček for the first game week. Definitely going to start possibly, and going to going to do well. That's all what we hope for, and yeah, 11 million. So 6 plus 5 could be a good idea. 6 plus 4.5 could be a good idea, because 6.5 million I would suggest you would, but the problem is he doesn't play in the first game week. So yeah, Naman says you should do Discord. We could share our teams and opinions. Actually, I have started a Discord server. I'm just beginning to set it up. Hopefully in the coming couple of streams it'll be set up, and I can invite you to my Discord, and we can all have a good laugh and a good chat, friends. So yeah, that's in the works. I'll let you know when it's done. Sanjay says, will you bring De Bruyne in Game Week 3? Yes, Sanjay, I will bring De Bruyne in Game Week 3, and I will bring him for Aubameyang or Salah. Yeah, definitely I'm going to bring Kevin De Bruyne in Game Week 3. There's no doubts about that. Naman says, so check is in self-isolation. Naman, it is not confirmed that he's going to be missing Game Week 1, but yeah, he is in self-isolation. But there was a news yesterday on Twitter which said that he might be able to play. So let's wait and watch. Buckshot says, okay, he's given his team. Okay, I think we have a couple of teams, my friends. So I think I can do team ratings for a couple of teams, and that way you can find out about my opinions about certain players as well. So here goes nothing. All right, I'm just gonna oopsie. I'm so sorry. I just accidentally clicked something. There you go. I'm sorry for the white screen that's going to pop up on yeah, it was a mistake. So let's do some team ratings, my friends. He says, Buckshot says Lloris, Vinagre, Arnold, Davies. So out of the defense, Lloris is a very good pick. Vinagre, I told you about Vinagre. There's a doubt about him starting with Fernando Marcal coming to the club. Arnold, I am a big fan of Alexander Arnold. I think in FPL he's a must-have kind of a player. Davies, I would not double up on their defense. So if you have Lloris, then I would not have Davies. It would be better to go with somebody like Reece James of Chelsea. In midfield he has Aubameyang, Mane, Rashford, Saint Maxima. I think all good options, but Rashford, you'll have to bench him for Game Week 1. But I think he's all are good options. Forward, Werner, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Both, I agree with both of them. I think they're both good options, and 2 million in the bank. I think that's a decent team, Buckshot. I am not convinced with the defense you've got, and I told you my opinions about it. So I hope you have a look at it. Ceballos, Wilbur says, is Ceballos a good player, and should I have Aguero? Wilbur, let's see how Aguero plays against Wolves in Game Week 2, and then we can make a decision about whether we want to have Aguero or not, right? So yeah, Naman says cool buddy. Alright man. Anestis says, is Greenwood going to be nailed on? If Jadon Sancho doesn't sign for United, I think he's going to be nailed on, yes. How about going for Mane over Aubameyang? For the first 2 game weeks, Vicky, I think Aubameyang is a really good option, especially for captaincy as well. So I think it's a good idea to have Aubameyang. Travis says, roughly how long will it be? Travis, I'm already rating some of the teams. You can share your team with me. I rated Buckshot's team. I will rate your team as well. So here I have another team from Mogamat. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. So he has McCarthy. I think it's a decent option at 4.5. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Vinagre, Mitchell. I'm not sure about Vinagre, guys. I've already told you. So since they signed a new left back, or Fernando Marcal with Vinagre, I'm not sure. So you can change him possibly. Aubameyang, Son, Salah, no problems there. Saint Maxima, no problems. Ings, Mitrovic. 1.5 in the bank to bring Manchester United player depending on who looks on form. And then yeah, I think your team is good, Mohammed. I think you have to look at Vinagre, and you also have to look at possibly you have Ings and Mitrovic. I think possibly Werner with so much high ownership, it could be a problem if he scores and you don't have him. So you need to possibly have a look at that. But other than that, I think your team's pretty good. And for the captaincy, I would go with Aubameyang for game week 1. So Hemming says, "Hi Visit, what's your opinion on Salah's bad form?" I think Salah is a very kind of a strange player. I mean, even if he's on bad form, one of these games pops up where he goes on and scores goals, and that mostly happens against teams outside the top 4. So especially with the preseason, I would not judge him too much on the preseason form. So I think it's a good idea to have Salah in your team. Because based on the data which we have from preseason, we can't judge him, but he got an assist in the Community Shield. So I guess, and we don't have any other options. Manchester City is out of the question for game week 1. Manchester United is out for the question. So I think it's a good idea to possibly keep Salah in your team, my friend. Vishal says, "What's your opinion on triple Liverpool defense?" Vishal, I think it's a high risk, high reward strategy. You go for the high risk, you possibly going to get high reward, but Liverpool don't have the best of fixtures at the start. I think you can very well understand if you look at the fixtures of Liverpool. Let's have a look. There you go. I mean, Leeds at home, it's kind of a dicey fixture with Marcelo Bielsa, high pressing stuff. I think it's not going to be an easy game for Liverpool, but they're the champions, so for a reason. So I guess it's going to be fine. Oops, I banged my mic. Chelsea, a very difficult one. Arsenal at home, possibly this is the fixture in which Salah can bang, and they always score lots of goals against Arsenal, but this is not the same Arsenal team of old, guys. Arteta is having them to play really well, so possibly we can think Salah doesn't have the best of fixtures in that way, but with Liverpool, right? Very they're not predictable. So with triple defense is a risk and a reward, goes hand in hand. So yeah, that's my opinion about it. So I got so many teams. I'll start with the ratings, guys. Please, I just want to tell you this, that I'm not going to be able to rate all the teams. I'm going to try to rate maximum, but there might come a point where I'm not able to rate more teams, so just please, I hope you understand, but I'm going to try to rate as much as possible. So Abhimanyu says McCarthy, Trent, Doherty, Justin. So you have McCarthy, you have Trent, Doherty, and Justin. I think they're all fine options, but with Doherty, I'm not sure that at 6 million you should buy Doherty at the start of the season, because we don't know with the Mourinho as to how Doherty will play. But other than that, I think they're all going to start, and they're decent options. Aubameyang, Son, Salah, all good. Armstrong, a pretty good option. Souček, for the first game week, I think Souček is a decent option. Werner, Mitrovic, 1.5 in the bank for Son to Bruno, game victory. Abhimanyu, I think your ideas are pretty good, but you need to be kind of a little bit careful about overspending basically on Doherty. If you want, you can keep him. If you want, you can move him on. A guy, I think a player who's being overlooked by a lot of us is Reece James, guys. What do you think about Reece James? I think we're just overlooking him because we're not sure if he's going to start or not. But at 5 million, looking at the Chelsea team this season, don't you think he's a good idea? I mean, in my opinion, I think he could be a really good option, Reece James. So we should have a look at him. So I think your team's really good, Abhimanyu. I think it's fine. Liam says, Liam, can you please post a full team? I think you posted the defense somewhere up, so please can you post your full team so I'll rate it again. Vicky says McCarthy, Doherty, Justin, Egan. So there's no Trent Alexander-Arnold or no Liverpool defender here, guys. Saint Maxima, Mane. So he's got Mane and Salah, Ellie. So he's got basically so all the money's gone into the forwards because he's got Kane, Adams, and Werner. Yeah, I think that's a decent team, guys. That's a different approach to play the game, and I never say any approach is wrong. I think it's a pretty decent team. But what's the plan to move on to the United and City players, Vicky? That also we need to keep in mind. But I think that the team's fine. Won't change much in this team. Buckshot says much appreciate the rate with the music. It's perfect. And we can hear you speak clearly. Thank you so much for the feedback, Buckshot. Elliot has posted his team, and it says Leno, McCarthy. Oh, Leno. Okay, so that's a different keeper. Until now, all of them were either McCarthy or Lloris. So I think Leno is a decent option for at least for the first 2 game weeks. After that, Arsenal have some difficult fixtures. But he has McCarthy to go along with Leno. So he's Elliot is going with 2 keepers. He's going with James. I hope that's James from Chelsea. Ruben Vinagre, Alexander-Arnold. Oh my God, he's invested too much. A lot of money in the defense. Elliot. He's got 2 playing keepers. He's got Reece James. He's got Vinagre, Alexander-Arnold, Bellerin, Justin. So yeah, Souček, Ali, Aubameyang, Armstrong, Saint Maxima. So no Salah or no Mane there. Vardy, Werner, Ings. Oh my God! Look, so basically the strategy with which Elliot is going, he is investing a lot of money in the defense. No, and mostly he's putting his money in the forwards. He's got Vardy, Werner, and Danny Ings. So that's a different strategy. But I think I like your team. I think it's pretty decent, man. So the only thing is, since you don't have many expensive midfielders, you probably find it difficult to move on to Manchester United and Chelsea assets. That could be a problem, right? So oh my God, I'm sorry, I managed to fix the chat, guys, and it's gonna blow up on the screen. So I'm sorry for that, but I managed to fix in this. Oh, I'm sorry. I think this Streamlabs bot has deleted the message from Niraz. I'm so sorry for that. Can you please post it again, Niraz? I still didn't get the time to configure this chat bot, and I apologize for this bot timing you out. So yeah. Let's have a look at a couple of more drafts, friends, so that and after that we can move forward. So now the template is complete, my friends. You can see the chat on the screen. You can see this notifications stuff on the screen, and you can see my team as well. So yeah, this is the kind of template. Possibly I can have change the colors and stuff, but that's essentially, guys, that's how it's going to look like. So just give me your feedback. And Niraz says, how can I send you? Niraz, just post your team. Please don't use caps. I don't have time to configure this bot at the moment. I really apologize for it, but please don't spam caps. Otherwise this bot is going to just going to block the message. All right, guys, let's move on. I think I've had so much ranting about this bot and stuff. So let's have a look at the team. Oh my days, guys, this stupid Streamlabs bot. Guys, please refrain from using caps. This is stupid Streamlabs bot is actually banning everybody for using caps. So I please request all of you to not use caps. I'll fix it next time. All right, this is the first time, so I apologize for that. Supersport says McCarthy, Nyland, fine, that both keepers are good. Defense, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Vinagre, Kyle Walker-Peters, guys. So he has 2 Southampton defenders, so you need to kind of think about that. I don't think 2 Southampton defenders is a good idea. Mitchell is fine. Johnson, Supersport, I think your team has really light defense, and I don't think that is a good idea. I think you should invest more in your defense, because Johnson is not going to start. Mitchell possibly, but Kyle Walker-Peters and McCarthy, 2 Southampton defenders. Vinagre is again a doubt to start, so you need to have a look at that as well. Mohamed says, I hear about Ings and Mitrovic, but I'm looking to bring in Chelsea players after I see what they can do. Salah is off form. So many people on the chat today are talking about Mohamed Salah and how he's not in form, but it's just a gut feeling, guys. I can't tell you that you should definitely go with a certain player, and I can't tell you should not go with a certain player. I can just tell you my opinion on them, and I think having Salah at the start of the season is not a bad idea in my opinion. So Mohammed says, and it's a very interesting point as well, which we need to keep in mind. He says, will Chelsea put Azpilicueta on the bench for Reece James? But guys, we can also think about it in another way. Chelsea don't have really good central defenders. Last season they had to play Christiansen and Antonio Rudiger and Kurt Zouma and all these guys. They're not really good in defense. So if we look at it another way, possibly Azpilicueta can move into the defense in the central defense, and Reece James can play at right back, and possibly Christiansen or Zouma can be benched and he can be partnered with Antonio Rudiger as well. So that's a possibility as well, Mohammed. So Liam says McCarthy, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Vinagre, Walker Peters. So again, he has McCarthy and Walker Peters. Liam, I do not suggest you to go with two Southampton defenders. I think you should possibly move on either Walker Peters or McCarthy. That would be a good idea. Salah, Son, Saint Maxima, good options, all of them in my opinion. Saka is a really good option, guys, for the first 2 game weeks at least. I think Saka is a decent option. 5.5 million going to start, and I think Arteta rates him highly. He's got the number 7 shirt for Arsenal. I think he's a very good option. Bukayo Saka. Who else does Liam have? He's got Mitrovic, Che Adams and Werner. I think 3 strikers, but decent options, all of them. Nyland, Taylor from Burnley, guys, for ready for game week 2 and game week 3. Ferguson is injured. 4 million, better to go with Mitchell. Don't go with Ferguson. And De Bruyne, Son to Bruno Fernandes. Okay, he's got I'm not sure if you got De Bruyne on the bench, but fine. I think he's going to go Son to Bruno Fernandes. I think this is a decent team, my friend. All right. Usam Hussein, I have been asking you a question for the past 10 minutes. You are not replying. Please. I'm so sorry, Usman. I apologize for that. So you ask Werner or Martial, but Martial doesn't play in game week 1. So if you want to move from Werner to Martial, I think you can wait for 1 game week and see how Werner plays. If you think Werner is not good, so you can possibly move on Werner to Martial. But in my opinion, the ownership. Let's have a look at the ownership of Timo Werner, my friends. Notorious, why are you spamming caps again and again, my friend? Please, could you refrain from using caps? I think it's creating a lot of problems because because of this bot. Please do not use caps. I will fix this problem in my next stream, but please do not use caps. Thanks a lot, my friend. You're really really nice. So Usman, just let's wait for Werner, because I want all of you to have a look at this, my friends. Look at his ownership, 46%, right? It's a really high ownership for Timo Werner. I mean, not owning Timo Werner and having him bang, I think it's going to harm your rank a lot. So I think having Timo Werner for the first, look at these games: Brighton, West Brom, Crystal Palace, Southampton. In this time, we will find out whether he's good or not. If he's banging, fine. If he's not banging, we can move him on. There's a really good option at 9 million. You can go for Anthony Martial. You can go for Gabriel Jesus. You can possibly add some more money and go for people like Harry Kane, Jamie Vardy. So, but let's keep Werner and see how he plays, and let's also see how Manchester United plays in game week 2 and before we make the decision. Niraz 8 Fact says I have 1 million in the bank, got Donny van de Beek. 8 Facts, in my opinion, I don't think Donny van de Beek is a really good FPL option. He might be a really good player, but that has nothing to do with how he's going to do in FPL. I don't think he is a good good FPL option, especially, you know, he's 7 million. So I don't think you should keep Donny van de Beek on the bench. Go for 7.5 million Mason Greenwood over Donny van de Beek. Nirvana says Barnes is a good option. I assume you mean Harvey Barnes of Leicester, and I think he is a decent option. I think you can go with him if you're like thinking about getting a Leicester player. I think Maddison, Barnes, and Jamie Vardy are the ones who we have to look at out of this Leicester team. Notorious says Kane, Vardy, Ings. Which one? Out of Kane, Vardy, and Ings, I would go with Kane. If it's possible, I would go with Kane. I think Kane has the best fixtures, and he has the highest ceiling of all of them. Usman says, should I have Rashford or Mahrez? I mean, you know, I don't think you should have either of them for game week 1. But in game week 2, I think it's a better option to go with Rashford because he's nailed on to start. Mahrez is always going to be rotated. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna have a drink of water, please. All right, I'm back, guys. So Ben Dover says he's posted his team, and we need to have a look at that. He says McCarthy, Trent Alexander-Davies, Vinagre, Justin. I've already given you my my decision about Vinagre. I told you that they've signed Markal, so don't put Vinagre. Other than that, he has Salah, Mane, Aubameyang. Oh my God, it's pretty heavily loaded midfield, and it's going to be very easy for him to move to Bruno Fernandes and Kevin De Bruyne. He's got Saint Maxima, Werner Mitrovic. I think it's a pretty decent team, except that you can possibly move on Vinagre, and you can get somebody else like maybe Reece James of Chelsea. I think it's a good team. I agree with that. Notorious, please do not use harsh language. I think we're all FPL players. We're all a community. Everybody makes their own choices. Not everybody is a really serious player. Everybody makes their own choices. We should all appreciate each other. So please refrain from calling anybody's team bad. I would appreciate that. Buckshot says, thanks for the streaming. I have to go. Catch you soon. Good night, Buckshot. It was nice having you on the stream. Usman says, why do you have unpopular defenders? Usman, they're not unpopular defenders. I think I'm going to move them around a little. I think I might go for Reece James. I'm waiting for Lampard's press conferences. So what I can do is I can actually take Lascelles. I've got 3 million in the bank, right? So getting defenders is not a problem for me. I can get Reece James. I can move on Davies, and I can have Luca Dean, and Luca Dean is a player which I am really interested in, guys. Just want to tell you this because I think Everton's fixtures are really good, and I am possibly interested in getting Luca Dean or Everton player in Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well. So yeah, you see, I can easily move around in my team because I have so much money in the bank. That's the whole point. It is, Usman. Oops, crazy. I'm not so sure what happened here. I'm not so sure why you can't see my screen, and just a second, guys. Alright, Success says, hey man, what's up? Glad to have you back. I'm glad to be back, Success. Welcome to the live stream. Vishal has posted his team, but I just give me a second, guys. I think I need to fix this because for some reason this is gone crazy and I cannot. There you go. sorry for this. The background, the actually FPL page just got disappeared for a second. So there you go. And Naman says my team. So friends, I just let's just move on a little bit and talk about some other things as well. I'll do a little bit more with the rate my teams and stuff. So what I want to tell you about my plan is that I am looking at Luka Dean. I think it's a very, very good option. Look at their fixtures, guys. I mean, okay, game week 1 they've got Spurs. Fair enough. Let them go. West Brom at home, Brighton at home, and they've signed James Rodriguez. They've signed Allen from Napoli. I think Everton gonna do well this season, and I think Luka Dean at 6 million could be a very decent option, and his ownership is just 6.8%. So I think we should all have a look at Luka Dean, and I am also considering him as well. So Liam says. Suggestions for Kyle Walker-Peters. I have Charlie Taylor on the bench. Liam, see if you can manage $500,000 and then probably go for somebody like Reece James. That would be a pretty decent player to have. Or else you can think about a Sheffield United defender like Egan as well. I think Egan is a very good shout at 5 million, so you can possibly look at him as well. All right. So Larson says, what do you think about Havertz and Ziyech? I think Havertz and Ziyech are good players. I think they will take time to adapt to the Premier League, so I am not interested in getting Havertz or Ziyech right from the start. That's my opinion about both of them. I think Timo Werner is more of a more of an option because he's a striker and he can hit the ground running. Ziyech has a little bit of an injury. Kai Havertz just came in, didn't have enough time to adapt as well. So yeah. So success says Ziyech won't start the first match. Doubt about Havertz as well. Yeah, that's the thing. At the start, the only Chelsea players I'm interested in. If Pulisic is fit, he goes into my team, guys. No questions asked. Pulisic is fit, he goes into my team. If he's not fit, then obviously I'm looking at Timo Werner, and as well I'm looking at Reece James. So I think I've done pretty a lot of rating for the teams, guys. So I think it would be a good opportunity to tell you all to please click that subscribe button and help me reach my goal of 3,000 subscribers before the start of the season. All of you who haven't subscribed to my channel and on the live stream, please do hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jamie Clayton says, do you have any set and forget players? Yeah, Jamie, I generally tend to make a core of players for my team, and I always keep those players in my team for a very long time. So in my opinion, Trent Alexander-Arnold is a set and forget player for my team. In this team, let's have a look at my team just once more. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is a set and forget. Other than that, I think none of these players are nailed on, because the players which are set and forget are still to come in, and those players are Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kevin De Bruyne, and Bruno Fernandes. I think these three players, along with possibly one of Salah or Aubameyang, are the ones which I think I'm going to keep in my team for a very long time. I won't keep like Salah and Aubameyang because that costs a lot of money. But I will keep Bruno Fernandes, Kevin De Bruyne, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and one out of Salah and Mane in my team. Usman says, why have you got Mitrovic and Saint Maxima? Saint Maxima is 5.5 million. He's going to score 95 to 100 points a season. I think he's a decent option, and in easy matches he can score points. For Mitrovic, I am not sure that I'm going to keep him. I will possibly move him on for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. This is not my final team. All right, so that's your question answered right there. Vishal says, I want to pick one from Yota, Jared Bowen, and Pereira. Look, guys, these are a few players which very less people have mentioned. So I think we should talk about these players a little bit, especially Matheus Pereira. I think he is, he joined West Brom permanently from Sporting this season. He had how many goals and assists did he have? I think he had 12 or 14 assists, and he had 8 goals for West Bromwich Albion. He was the best player in the championship last season, along with this Ben Rama guy and Eze of QPR. So I think Pereira is a good option, but looking at their fixtures, I would not go with Pereira. I would like to see how he adapts to the Premier League before I can make a decision about Pereira. Out of these players, Vishal, I would go with Diogo Jota. Reason: Pereira, unknown quantity in the Premier League. Jared Bowen, fixtures are really, really tough. So that's my opinion about that. Naman says Ward-Prowse or Pereira. Ward-Prowse, Naman. Ryan says, will James start? I think he'll start Ryan. But, I'll listen to the press conference of Frank Lampard, and I will give you an update about my team. Vishal says, you haven't still rated my team. Subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing, Vishal. I hope you're enjoying looking at your name on the big screen. Your name is on the screen, and anybody who wants their name on the screen, guys, click on the subscribe button. You will have your name on the screen if you've turned on your public notifications, obviously. So yeah, do subscribe, help me get to the 3,000 subs, and join this community, be a part, and we are building a community here. This is not just making videos about FPL. I wanna make this into a community where everybody can talk to each other, answer each other, and grow together, help each other in ranks and stuff. So yeah, so subscribe, like the video, share with your friends, and let's grow as a community, my friends. So Archie says, how do I show you my draft? Archie just post the draft here in the chat, and I will have a look. From next time onwards, I think I'm gonna find a better way to have a look at the drafts. Possibly I'm gonna tell all of you to send your drafts beforehand before I stream. So Aqua says, I don't want to use wildcard in game week 2. What are your thoughts about Leno? I think Leno is a decent option. I think at 5 million there can be a better option in Aaron Ramsdale. Trent, fine. Castigan, I would not put Castigan in. Not Vinagre either. I think Vinagre, I might move on Vinagre for my team as well. Havertz, Bowen, Matheus Pereira, Zaha. Aqua, your team is very, very different to what my game week 1 team would be. Your attack looks good. Werner, Jimenez, Calvert-Lewin, but you've got KDB on your bench. I mean, I wouldn't want KDB on my bench in game week 1 or game week 2 either. Even game week 2 they play against Wolves. I think in game week 3 is the time when you should have Kevin De Bruyne on your team. So it's a very different team. I do not want to sound rude in any way, but I think you need to change your team a little bit. There are too many unproven players in this team. Aqua, Castigan is unproven in the Premier League. Pereira is unproven in the Premier League. Jared Bowen is proven or has played before, but he has really tough matches. Ruben Vinagre might not play because Wolves have just signed Fernando Marcal. So I think you need to kind of update to more consistent players, Aqua. So that's my opinion. Vishal says Bowen is in fine form in preseason. Yeah, Jared Bowen is a good player. Don't get me wrong, but he has really tough games. That's my opinion about that. So Miraz has posted his team. McCarthy, Arnold, Aurier. I would get rid of Aurier because Tottenham wants to sell him and move him on to AC Milan. So change him to either Eric Dyer, Davies, Alderweireld. All these guys that are going to play, so the same. Barnes is fine. Salah, Aubameyang, Son, Werner, Mitrovic, Neeland, Romeo, Davis, Keane. Yeah, I think that's a decent team, Niraz. I think if you can get Digne in place of Keane, if you can manage to get it, I think Luca Dean is going to be really good value in the first 4 game weeks. Vishal says, I just noticed my name. Awesome, my friend. Awesome. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. Naman says, doing a good job, buddy, here from the start. Thank you so much, Naman. I really appreciate you staying all this time and looking at me struggle with my new template, because this is the first time I've put my template to the test. I hope you at least enjoyed the visuals, the animations and stuff. I'm going to iron out the tweaks, and from the next time I think the streams are going to be more smooth in it. Alright, so in the chat I am posting my league code, my friends, and you can join, and there's a prize at the end. So there's a prize at the end of the tunnel, my friends, but the only thing is you should be subscribed to the channel. You can win your favorite Premier League jersey just by joining my league, and obviously it's a highly competitive league. There's so many good players in the league who finish in the top 100, 200s, but take your chances. You never know when you have a good season. I've posted the league link in the description. Just join the league, subscribe to the channel. If you win the league, you get a favorite Premier League jersey from your favorite club, customized with your name. Just subscribe to the channel and join the League of Wizards. Be a wizard, my friends. Beat the wizard and be a wizard yourself. Aqua says, thanks for the advice. You're welcome, Aqua, and thank you for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying looking at your name on the big screen. So yeah, so please, all of you, I would appreciate it if you want. You can join the league. Let's all compete. Let's all have fun. And so guys, this again, you're having a look at my team. This is not my final team. There are going to be lots of changes to this team, and the final team is going to look pretty much different from the one you're looking at this moment in time. But I think, to be honest with you, the players which are going to be in my final team is Aubameyang, Salah, Saint Maxima, Timo Werner, Alexander-Arnold, and the cheap ones, obviously Nyland, Mitchell, Lamina. They are nailed on. The ones which I'm looking to move on possibly are Ruben Vinagre. I might move on Digne, or I might shuffle my defense a little, because these 3 are not nailed on. So I might move them on. I might move on McCarthy for Aaron Ramsdale. That's what I'm looking at. Other than that, Mitrovic to Dominic Calvert-Lewin could be a possibility for my team. So my final team could look very, very different from the one you are looking at right now. Oops, just hang on. Calvert-Lewin, right? There you go. So this is a player I'm looking at, especially looking at their fixtures and the signings which they've made. So I'm looking at Digne, I'm looking at Calvert-Lewin, so I'm going to post my video as well. It's not just live stream. I'm going to post my video and tell you what I plan for my final team. So Jamie says, not sure if you've been asked already, what was your overall rank last season? So Jamie, last season my rank wasn't the best. It was around 90k, 94k, 94,000. But the year before that was the one which was diamond. I finished in the top 500 in 2018 and 19 season. So that was the rank that that was my best ever rank in FPL. So top 500 in 2018 and 19, and 94,000 in 2020-21. I hope not, but yeah, in 2019-20 I got 94,000, and in 2018 and 19 it was top 500. So yeah, that's the thing. Again, Naman says, yeah, Wolverhampton have bolstered their defense with Fernando Marcal, as I've been telling you all this time, my friends. Vinagre is not nailed on anymore. We might have to move him on. Success says, thought about Stevens and Justin. Stevens is, I think, out of the Sheffield defense, Egan is 5 million, and I think he's a good option. Success, so possibly go with him. And Stevens. I think that's a better option in my humble opinion. Then Enda Stevens, go with somebody who's 5 million, and at the end of the season Egan scored a lot of goals. I think go with Egan over Enda Stevens. That's what I personally think. Usman says, why don't you have a 3-5-2 formation? Usman, you have a lot of questions and a lot of problems with my team at the moment. But my friend, this is not my final team. This is just a team that I've put on the screen for you to see. My final team is going to be very different than this. As I told you, wait for my video, wait for my live streams, and we're gonna make a decent enough team which can do really well. So that's all I have to say. I mean, I can't claim that this is the best team ever and stuff, but this is not my final team. So I know you have a lot of questions, and I know you are having some doubts about this team. Everybody does, but this is not my final team. So give me some time. I'm gonna make a really decent team for us. Golden Machite says, I've got 2.5 in the bank, allows me to have Aubameyang, Salah and KDB. I've just surrendered an extra mid-range. Yeah, Golden, I think the best option is to not have KDB in game week 2. I think it's a better option to go with Bruno Fernandes in game week 2 and then get Kevin De Bruyne in game week 3. Wolves, traditionally, they're playing a very good games against Manchester City. So rather than having KDB in game week 2, go for Bruno in game week 2 and go for Kevin De Bruyne in game week 3. That's my opinion. Avoiding Salah and Aubameyang for Kane plus Werner, Vardy. Yeah, Vishal, I saw your teams. There was a team which we saw before, right? He had no premium midfielder. He had Kane, Werner, Vardy, all these guys. I mean, in my opinion, I think Aubameyang as a midfielder is too awesome to pass by. I think Aubameyang should be in our teams no matter what, at least for the first 2 games. Do you know Fulham concede a lot of goals? Fulham, out of all the promoted teams, West Bromwich Albion, Leeds and Fulham were the worst defensively. So Aubameyang is probably going to have a field day against Fulham and West Ham United. Do you see how their club is in doldrums? Like Mark Noble tweeting against the club yesterday for selling Grady Diangana, and Jack Wilshere tweeting yesterday for selling Grady Diangana. They were pretty angry at West Ham United for selling their players. So both those clubs are not the best, and I think Aubameyang is going to have a field day against them. So just get Aubameyang, in my opinion. Usman says defenders don't get much points. Usman, I do not agree with that. I think defenders can get a lot of points. Defenders, if you look at Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robertson, even the likes of Van Dijk last season. Let's have a look. You can see how many points defenders get, and possibly that can change your mind. Look here. 200, 181, 178, Doherty 167. I mean, look at their values and look at the points that they get. If you can pick the right defenders, it can change your game. So in my opinion, I think defense is a really important place to invest. I mean, for example, guys, as I said in my video, give me a 7.5 million midfielder or striker who can score as many points as Trent Alexander-Arnold. There is none, my friends. None. Jamie Clayton says, impressive, loving your work. Thanks a lot, Jamie. I hope you enjoy your stay here. I know this stream wasn't the most organized, as I was mostly wanted to test out my template, but I hope they get better in the future. Golden says, I have a vendetta against Manchester United and hopefully work out for me so I can focus on the City assets. Alright guys, one more tip and no more tips after this. Do not put your personal teams in FPL decisions, in front of the FPL decisions. For example, I support Arsenal, right? It doesn't mean I go and get Mesut Ozil or 3 Arsenal players for that matter. Whichever team you support in real life, just keep it away from FPL. If you want to do an FPL, do not mix your real life teams with your FPL teams. Just bear in mind that doesn't work, never works. Spelts says, just a second guys, I'm gonna have a drink of water. How long have we been streaming for? Oh dang, it's been 1 hour and 20 minutes already. No wonder my throat is already feeling fried up. Alright, I'll do a couple of more questions, then I think it would be a good time to end the stream. Let me do a couple of more quick questions. Spelt says, what do you think about Justin after Leicester signed Castagne? Yeah, that's Spells. I've said that before in my stream as well. I don't think Justin is the best option at the moment, but I think he's going to play because Ricardo Pereira is not fully fit yet, but he is not a long-term option. Let's say it like that. He is not a long-term option. Justin, you know, it's better to go with the... If you want, first of all, I would not recommend getting a Leicester defender at all because we are not sure who's going to play. They've got so many injuries, like Morgan got injured, Evans is injured, and you know, like whatnot. Everybody's injured in the defense. Soyuncu is playing, but I guess that he's the only one. And then they've got this young left back, Thomas. And they've signed Castagne. Pereira is going to come back, so we're not sure about how the defense is going to be structured and how good they're going to be defensively. That's the most important point. Golden says West Ham conceded 5 against a relegated Bournemouth. Yep, that's the point. That's exactly my point. So if Bournemouth can score, like, preseason doesn't mean too much, but West Ham conceded 5 to Bournemouth. Can you believe it? I mean, why would Aubameyang not have a field day against such team? He could, and he would, in my opinion. So, do get him. So, Eamon says, who will you transfer out for Kevin De Bruyne? Yeah, my transfer plan is very concrete at the moment. You know, let me show you what my plan is. Let's quickly go to the transfers page. So, after game week 1, I move out Heung-min Son. And I get Fernandes. Dang, the names. Yeah, I got Bruno Fernandes in game week 2. After game week 2, I move on either Aubameyang or I move Mohamed Salah based upon their performances, and I get Kevin De Bruyne. So in game week 2, guys, I have Bruno Fernandes for the Crystal Palace game, and in game week 3. I've got Kevin De Bruyne for the Leicester game, you know, like Leicester, Leeds, Arsenal, West Ham. I've got Kevin De Bruyne for all the good games in game week 3 for Aubameyang, and I got Fernandes for Heung-min Son in game week 2. So that's the plan which I've made. It helps to save my wildcard, guys. Remember, wildcard can be really, really important this season with COVID, coronavirus, pandemic going around everywhere. You know, you need to save your wildcard if possible. In previous seasons, I had no problems with using your wildcard in game week 2, 3, 4, 5, depending upon how your team looks like. This season, guys, it could be a little bit different. Coronavirus could affect us all and the Premier League, you know, adversely. Be prepared for that. Okay. So I've got a few questions, guys. Just gonna tell you, we were at 1 hour 23 minutes. I think I'm gonna stream for 7 more minutes, and then after that I'm gonna be gone because my throat is already feeling fried, guys. So yeah, but I'm gonna catch you for more streams before the season starts. How many streams should we do before the season starts, guys? Tell me in the chat. Like if you like the video, press like, click on subscribe, and tell me how many streams would you like to see before the start of the season. I would appreciate it if you subscribe and hit like, and tell me how many streams would you like to see before the start of the season, and we'll make that happen. Okay, so Adam says you should come online at least 3 times a week. I hope I can, my friend. I will try my best before the start of the season. I'm going to try to get at least 2 more streams, but I'll let you know, guys. I always post my information about what time I'm going to go online on Twitter, so please don't think about this as I'm trying to advertise different stuff. But if you want, you can go ahead and follow me on Twitter. My account is @wizfpl, so you can go follow me there, and you can interact with me, and you can interact with me at wizfpl. You can know when I'm going to come online. And about my credentials, guys, I've already told you, I am a very enthusiastic FPL player. Maybe not the best, right? But the best rank that I've achieved so far is 534 in 2018-19 season. That was the season before this one. And the last season I had like 90k. It was a very bad season for me personally, with my personal life and all that stuff. But we're gonna be here. We're gonna be here through the thick and thin. If I have a bad game week, I'll come here and say it. If I have a good game week, and can come here and say it. And I explain all my decisions right here, so that you can know why I choose a certain player and how I play the game. That's all we're here for. We're gonna build a community, guys. Answer each other in the chat. Do not rely only on me to answer your questions. Answer each other. Let's make this into a community. That's the most important thing. A feeling of togetherness and fun while talking about our favorite thing, FPL, in it. So Spelt says, do you have Twitter? Yes, Spelt, I posted it on the chat. FPL Bear says, why Dean over Doherty? I have explained it, FPL Bear, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit. I don't think Doherty is going to be just starting in the Spurs team and gonna be bombing down the flank. I think it's gonna be a little bit harder than that in a Jose Mourinho team. Aurier got the chance, but Jose did not like Aurier either. So I mean, Doherty is gonna be good for Spurs, but we do not know that he's going to be good right from the start. So better look at the fixtures of Everton, and they have good chance to keep like 2 or 3 clean sheets in the first 5. So why not go with Luka Dean? He can attack. He takes corners and stuff. He can get a few points. So for me, I think, and Dini is not nailed on in my team. I can possibly move him on as well. But for now, I have my head set on getting in at least 1 Everton defender. Naman says maybe 2 more streams for game week 1. Naman, I'm going to try getting more streams, definitely. So is Markal an attacking defender? That's a pretty ironic kind of a paradoxical question, but yeah, he is a left wing back, Naman. So yeah, definitely he's not a left back, he's a left wing back. So yeah, he's a little bit more attacking than your usual traditional left back. I think Chilwell was attacking as well, so I don't think there's much of a difference. Cheers, FPL Beer. Thank you so much for coming to the stream. I appreciate it. So friends, I think for the first stream today with this new template, I think it was fun. We had a little bit of problem with the chat and stuff, but I think I managed to tweak it, and it's working now. Just give me your feedback about how you like this. Do you enjoy it more than how it used to appear in the previous year? And I'm gonna try to make more improvements to. If you want me to add some more stuff and just let me know. Just give me your feedback. So consider this as kind of a test stream, plus obviously the FPL discussion. I try to rate a lot of teams as well. If I missed some, guys, I apologize. There was a lot of teams being posted, and it's very hard for me to rate every single one of them. But since I've given the ratings and most of the teams look similar, so I hope you got at least some positive things from the stream today. Every time I stream, I forget one thing. I always close the stream on the page itself. I forget to go to the thank you page. Today I'm not gonna forget. Anyways, guys, it was really nice having you all on the stream. Once again, if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel, like, and I'm gonna give you more FPL content with more videos and more live streams as well. Last question before I go. Ramsdale. Ayman says thoughts on Ramsdale. I think he's a good option. I think Sheffield is going to be decent defensively again this year. So 5 million, if you have 5 million to spend on a keeper, I think Aaron Ramsdale is the one to go for. Alrighty guys, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope you had fun. I hope I answered your questions, and we're gonna do some more streams. I'll let you know on Twitter. But take care of yourself, guys. Stay far away from this coronavirus, COVID. Take care of your families. I will see you soon. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you like the new template. And yes, I did remember to put on the thanks page today. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon in the next video, guys. Cheers. FPL Visit signing out. Bye bye.